Okay. Hey, welcome to our new ambassador orientation. There's lots of people that joined our team in the last 30 days, so that's super fun.
Yep.
We feel like it would be helpful just to pop on and we'll just chat about products real quick. And Justin's going to share a little bit about getting your products paid for and what that looks like and what you need to do, type of thing, to get that done. I was just thinking back to when I started. That was almost 3 years ago. So Valentine's Day of 2015 was when I started Plexus.
Oh.
And I remember...
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. I remember actually hearing about Plexus about 18 months before that through a girl that I trusted in health and wellness circles. But I took a look at it and it was like, looks like weight loss and it looks like an MLM. I don't think I'm interested. And I was actually in the midst of a health crisis because we found out we had mold in our house. And whoops, what happened?
Oh boy.
Screen sharing. Someone just clicked the screen share button. Let's see here.
Go back over.
I think, sorry guys. I think if I share my screen for a second and then unshare it, it'll stop that. Okay, anyways. So I was in the midst of a health crisis when I was about Plexus and was not very intrigued.
Okay.
So anyways, Justin's going to take care of that for me. And I was working with a naturopath. She helped me heal my root issues. I had an autoimmune thyroid problem and was just very, very toxic. And it was actually supplementation that helped me heal. And by the time I jumped in with Plexus, I was at a certain point in my health. I was much better, but still had a lot of residual effects from the mold, from toxicity, from a lot of gut issues. I had some leaky gut still. And so when multiple friends kept talking about Plexus, kept reaching out to me, sharing on Facebook, talking to me in person, multiple people. I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to look at this again. And I was tracking with what they were sharing because it was a lot about gut health. And that made sense to me because the mold just wreaked havoc on my tummy and my immune system. And so it made sense, and it was actually more comprehensive and less expensive than what my naturopath was having me do. I love the fact that the Plexus Slim has a blood sugar component because I was struggling with low blood sugars constantly, and that's actually, diabetes runs in my family. And so if there's anything that I can do to prevent those types of issues later on, I was all over that. I was 3 months postpartum with baby number 5. And so I was in the midst of busy mom life, just working really hard to keep things afloat here at home. And I thought, you know what, it's worth it to me to feel my best. And if that means I need to spend a little money every month to help my body be balanced and functional and help me feel energetic and excited for life, it's worth it. And so I will just say I'm so excited for you guys. As you're starting, you may be really skeptical about what the products can do for you and if they'll work for you the same way they work for a lot of other people. But I'll just say I started sharing Plexus built on the belief that these products can help thousands of people. I was researching the products. They're very clean sourced. They're just addressing root issues that relate back to gut health, blood sugar balance, which also ties into hormones, inflammation, reducing inflammation, and then nutrient absorption. And so that made sense to me. And now that I've helped hundreds and now there's thousands of people, I've worked with hundreds personally and then thousands of people on our team, just in our team. And, I think when it's someone like Billy Bob out in Texas and you hear a testimony, like you're like, okay, that's cool. But when it's your mom, when it's your aunt, when it's your grandma, when it's people from church, when it's friends, acquaintances, they come back. I mean, even just this week, I talked to a couple people on Monday, and one of the gals I had met at BSF, and she messaged me, and honestly, I haven't talked to her in a while. And she's like, I just want to thank you for sharing Plexus with me because I don't have acid reflux anymore. And there's one other issue. I can't remember what she was not struggling with that anymore. And another friend, her husband has taken the Slim, and he's like, and he's not old. He's probably 30. And he's like, I feel better than I have in years. He's like, is that the Slim? And she's like, I don't know. Is it? And I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when your body starts to balance. You start balancing out the microbiome of your gut and you start balancing blood sugar. So there's some lovely things that can start to happen. All right, so I'm going to just chat a little bit about the products. I don't want to take too much time, but basically Pink Drink, you'll take really any time of the day. You just want to make sure you get it in. I have some people that take this at bedtime because it helps them sleep great. I don't ever do that. I enjoy the pleasure of drinking it either mid-morning or mid-afternoon. And actually, when I started, I had to drink mine after a high-protein meal. That was just me and my body and what worked for me. Some people want to take it first thing on an empty stomach. Other people take it after breakfast or lunch. The main thing is you want to get it in you. Some people have to start super slow on this. Some people's bodies are very toxic. And so maybe a Dixie cup size, or some people hate the taste. So I'm just like, take it as a shot, add some lemon, pour it over ice. Some people drink it warm like tea. I don't know. It's kind of you can experiment with what works for you. A lot of people notice just some very basic, simple things. A couple of things that people a lot of times notice in the first 30 days is an uptake in their energy, better sleep, less sugar cravings, and reduced appetite. And I will say too, if you're not noticing things yet, it's okay. It took me 4 to 6 months to see a lot of big results happen. I saw some little things along the way, but I always encourage people like, what if I would have quit on day 30 or day 60 or day 90 because I wasn't seeing these huge health things, revamp overnight. And, a lot of times we see healing, like if we break our arm or if we have a big scrape on our arm or something, we see healing when it's on the outside. But when we're working on healing root issues inside of our bodies, a lot of times we don't see those things. And most people want to see the big number one thing is weight loss. A lot of times that's the last thing people see, not all the time, but sometimes, just because what needs to go on in your gut to balance before you're actually able to drop the weight, it makes sense to me. And if you're really wanting to see weight loss, I would recommend looking up Ame Darling's weight management video. She addresses a lot of different things in regard to weight. That includes hormones and exercise and things like that. So these are healthy tools. They're not miracle pills. So I encourage everyone to give it at least 90 days. It's better if you can give it a good 6 months just to see what the products can do for you. Sometimes it's a matter of switching up when you're taking it or what you're taking. So most people start on the triplex combo. So that is the Slim, the ProBio 5, and then the Bio Cleanse. And the Slim we kind of already talked about and what it's going to do in your body with regulating blood sugars. And I will say, even if you're tend towards low blood sugars all the time and hypoglycemia like I was, that can lead to high blood sugars later on in life. So I thought that was very interesting because it was a pancreas issue. So chromium is a very helpful thing for that. There's also that gut health component with the prebiotic. So it's kind of that weed, seed, feed, and protect idea that we talk about. But this is a seeder because it feeds your gut with good stuff with that prebiotic blend. So that's just the Slim. And then we have the ProBio 5 and the Bio Cleanse, which ProBio 5 is the Superman probiotic. That's what I call it. I was on a high-powered probiotic that was 4 times the price of ProBio 5. I'm not going to say it wasn't effective. It had like a 250 billion CFU count, which is crazy high, through my natural path. But this is just as effective, if not more effective, because it's not like it's just overpowering the bad stuff in your gut. It's actually killing off the yeast overgrowth. So this is a yeast fighter. It doesn't have a super high CFU count, but it's extremely effective. So many of our friends have seen amazing results, including friends that were either going in for exploratory surgery or going in to have parts of their colon removed. I heard 2 stories recently. One is Justin's old boss. So anyways, these 2 little things are great. This is like the scrubber. It's going to get that yeast overgrowth back in balance. And then this is the sweeper. So this is the cleanse. It's not a laxative. Some people think it's like some sort of harsh laxative cleanse, like you do a 2-week cleanse. This is not that way. It says Bio Cleanse, but it's just a gentle daily cleanser. It's basically a magnesium supplement. And when I was pregnant, I had horrible Charlie horses, restless legs, and things like that. 4 of these every night kept it away for me. And that was after how many kids? 5 kids. Finally, I figured out something that worked. And I think it's the form of this particular magnesium, and also that it's combined with sodium and also vitamin C. So it's like an oxygenating, magnesium supplement. So anyways, it's awesome. Vital Biome is our new probiotic, but it's a morning probiotic. I take these 2 things at bedtime. I take between 2 and 4 of each every night. If I eat more sugar, I'll take more Probio 5. But I've been trying to be doing the Whole30 thing, so that hasn't been as much of an issue. But I worked up to 4 and 4 of both of these, and I recommend everyone doing that. And then you can always drop it back down to a maintenance dose. BioCleanse also is, some people are super sensitive to magnesiums, and you'll know if you are because you'll have to like run to the bathroom. If you're someone that's super sensitive to magnesium, you'll maybe want to just take 1 or 2. Some people, in order to not be constipated, need like 4 to 6. So don't feel like you can't tweak them. These are highly customizable products. I mean, I send out starter directions, and some of the directions are different, like you'll see in our team page. But it's just because the basic idea is that you want to introduce them individually and introduce them slowly so you're not overwhelming your body with too much too soon. Mm-hmm. This is a morning probiotic. It has specific strains that deal with people that struggle with anxiety, depression, or if you're like me and you're just living a crazy mom life and you need a little chill pill, this is your friend. And what was the other thing I was going to say about that? Oh, it's good to vary your probiotic strains. So these just have some varied strains from Probio 5. And then my beloved X Factor Plus. So I started the Triplex when I joined Plexus. When I added the X Factor Plus, which actually was the original formula, this is an even better one because of the things they added to it. So this is a multivitamin, multi-mineral. It has the aloe blend that helps with absorption. It also has the polyphenols and blackcurrant. So it's a really, really good. The absorption rate of these vitamins are like between 300% and 400% more because of the aloe. And it actually won an award in 2017 as one of the top multivitamins on the market today. So anyways, kind of cool. Anyone with a thyroid issue definitely needs to take this because those types of people, and if you have gut issues, same thing, we're not absorbing what we need from our food and our gut is probably not absorbing what it needs. So this is helpful. I've noticed a huge difference when I added that. So another quick thing, Omega X, anyone that's in their upper 20s and over needs to take Omegas. I even give my kids these. They just chew them with their kids multivitamin because vitamin D actually absorbs better when it's in the presence of an omega. So anyways, that's all. It's all plant-based, so you're not going to get fishy aftertaste or anything like that. This is a fish-based omega. This is called Ease, and it's another one that I recommend to people. It's actually our pain line, but there's other benefits to this. So this is actually the green-lipped mussel is a super powerful anti-inflammatory, and it's also combined with turmeric, bromelain, serrapeptase, some enzymes. And so this goes in and breaks down buildup basically in your joints and helps reduce inflammation big time, and actually helps your own body produce its own anti-inflammatory, which is cool. I suggest loading doses of these if you're wanting to swap it out for like an over-the-counter pain med, to take 2 to 3 capsules 2 to 3 times a day. Some people, we did a challenge last fall with this just to see how it could benefit our bodies. And a lot of people noticed like even the puffiness in their faces, and people with weight loss wanting to see more weight loss. They've had good results with that. So anyways, I thought that was interesting. Some of you might be taking Accelerator, Block, or Boost. I would just recommend that you start with one of those and then up it from there. I know Justin likes to take the Boost before a workout and give some extra stamina. There's some herbs in there. It's a thermogenic. Same with Accelerator. It's meant to raise up your metabolism and your heart rate. So anyone with heart issues should not take those two, or if you're pregnant or nursing. Every other Plexus supplement is fine if you're pregnant or nursing. But I always say, like, we don't claim to cure or treat or heal anything. I meant to kind of say that disclaimer at the beginning. But always check with your healthcare provider and, run it by them if you want. If you feel like, that would be helpful for you. And especially if you're on meds, make sure that you go check with your pharmacist. And also if you're on thyroid meds specifically, there's a file in the team page that details how to space your Slim out from your thyroid meds. So just FYI on that. Anyone that's on meds should also just be checking with their doctors. So I think that's the gist of the products. Okay. The other thing I guess I should say really quick is ease in slowly. Remember water. Water is so, so crucial. Fill up a big container and make sure you're getting enough water every day. A lot of people don't drink enough water, and so they're constipated and they're sluggish and they're dehydrated. So enough water is crucial. You want to be drinking a lot throughout the day. That helps with weight loss as well. And it's just really healthy. So sometimes people have some detox issues, and it will be greatly, greatly alleviated if you drink enough water. We do coach people to go slow on the product so that you hopefully don't have detoxing symptoms, but if you do, that's not uncommon. About 30 to 40% of people do, and it's just part of the healing process. Like, I don't view it as a negative thing. I personally, if anyone wants to come to me and complain about detox, you can, because I went through months of detox. Every time I upped my supplements, every time I upped my ProBio 5 and BioCleanse, I had more detox. I would get the brain fog. I would have just various symptoms of yeast detox. If you want to find out more information, it's actually a scientific, there's a scientific word for it called the Herxheimer reaction, and it's a real thing where there's actual toxins released that can make you feel gross. So Candida yeast is a beast. If you have not read Recaging the Beast, all about yeast and the connection to a lot of different disease and health issues, that's a very, very interesting book to read. I actually have it on my nightstand. I haven't finished it, but it's very insightful, and I encourage people as they're starting their health journeys to really educate yourself and learn. In my Learning Center page or in our team page, if you type in healing crisis, detox, Herxheimer reaction, any of those, there'll be a lot of articles that pop up. You can just read through those just to learn more, so you can kind of be equipped. So, okay, that's all I'm going to share about that. Justin's going to chat a little bit about how to get your products covered and what that looks like.
Okay. Well, thanks, babe. That's what I call my upline babe. You can try to call your upline babe if you want. I don't know how they'll respond to that, but honestly, Megan is really great when it comes to the products. We're kind of a team. So she knows how to pronounce the things. I have no idea how to pronounce some of the ingredients. She's good. So I just ask her, and when it comes to the compensation part of the plan, or Plexus, she asks me. So we just kind of work together, and that's what we're doing tonight. So just to give a quick background, I've always loved the Plexus products. I think they're great, and I take them every day. I've had incredible results personally. I am personally down 25 pounds. That is supplements and exercise, both. I started exercising again because I felt good enough to exercise again for the first time in a long time. And when you drop 25 pounds, the knees don't hurt as much when you run. So that's one thing. My sleep is a lot better. My energy is a lot better. My joint pain is reduced to nothing. And I'm regular.
Tell them about your detox.
So that was awesome because, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, because if you ever had a digestive issue, it can,
alter your quality of life.
It can run your life for you. So I'm thrilled with the products, love the products. I've never had a problem with the products, but I was always skeptical about network marketing in general. I was always skeptical about the business side of Plexus, and I honestly wanted nothing to do with it. I was content with the products, but just the sharing with somebody else, especially since I'm a guy, and sharing something that's pink with some guy and talking to him about gut issues just really wasn't my thing. And so I was against it, dead set against it. I'll never do that. And we've always been quick to share with people, though, things that have been a blessing to us. The products were a blessing to us. So sharing with people came naturally. And Megan said, hey, there's a business opportunity with this. We should look into it. I said, no way, never going to happen. And she said, well, do you mind if I do it? I said, I'll be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest supporter, but I am not sharing a pink drink. The guys at work will kill me if I do that. So anyway, she shared. And in the first month, the first check that she got was enough to cover all of our family's products and then some, which when you have a large family, things aren't getting cheaper at all these days. And so it was a blessing to us. And I saw that check and I thought, first thing I said, honest, this is the truth. I said, is this legal? I mean, I was dead serious. I had such a negative opinion of network marketing, and it wasn't through experience. It was just through some of my broke friends said something along the way about network marketing. And I'm like, yeah, we don't like network marketing. But when I saw her first check, I thought, you know what, that just covered our family's products. That just saved us a few $100s. And I'm going to look into this. So I looked into Plexus. I started studying their compensation plan. Like I said, I already loved the product. So I thought, well, I'll look into this compensation plan. And I started studying network marketing. Here we are almost 3 years later. I'm still studying network marketing. And I think it's the most phenomenal business plan on the planet. Mm-hmm. As far as if you're wanting to start your own business, I personally don't think there's a better opportunity than network marketing if they have good products, mm-hmm. they have a good compensation plan, and they are a company of integrity. Us with Plexus, we happen to have all three. We have great products, we have a great compensation plan, and the company is full of integrity. So I'm not going to really go into all of the compensation plan tonight. I would encourage you, though, that if you're interested in even at a minimum getting your products covered, mm-hmm. I would look into the compensation plan. You can talk to your upline, whoever your sponsor is. You can ask them questions. If they don't know or they can't help you, reach out to me. I'll share with you what I know and what has worked for us over the last couple of years. And also, if you just signed up, you should have got in your welcome pack, you should have got a success kit. Everybody get one of those? Maybe not. So inside of there, you can even read about the compensation plan. You can read, there's a lot of good information in there. I would highly recommend that you look over that. But one thing I want to share with you real quick, especially this month of February, the company is running an incentive on going silver. Silver, if you're not aware, is the very first rank that you can achieve in Plexus. What does silver mean? Silver means that you yourself sponsor 3 ambassadors, 3 new ambassadors. And I know what some people are thinking, I do not want to work a business. I personally don't think going silver is working the business. Mm-hmm. I think going silver is just sharing with 3 people and signing 3 people that you know up on Plexus, because either they need the products or they're looking for a legitimate business opportunity, one of the two. So I really don't look at it as working the business. If we have a good recipe, I share it with more than 3 people. I'm like, so I don't really see that as working a business just by sharing 3 people. But if you were to sign up 3 ambassadors this month and go silver, that means that those ambassadors that you sign up, they sign up as an ambassador, they order their welcome pack, and they set up their subscription. Okay, and their order is over what's called 100 PV, basically over $100.
Triplex.
They order a triplex, okay? If you have 3 people that do that, you will make $75, $150, $225 this month off of that. And you'll make an additional $50 next month off of those same 3 orders that you do this month. Mm-hmm. So you could, by signing 3 people up, getting them to order the triplex, so to speak, for example, then you can earn $275, which would cover more than 2 of your own personal triplexes.
And that's if they order a single. Some people like to do the double triplex or order
if someone ordered packs. If someone ordered a double triplex, it wouldn't be $275, it'd be $350.
Yeah.
Is how much you could earn. And that's just by sharing what we have to offer with 3 people. So I'm just throwing that out there. Now that incentive ends this month. You can still go silver any other month, but they don't double the price like they did this month. So this month is double the commission.
Yeah. I thought you said price.
We get our words kind of mixed up sometimes. So the point is that there's not going to be a better time to go silver than this month. So you can get other people started with some wonderful life-changing products and business opportunity, and you can save yourself some money on products yourself, make a little cash. But that's a real fast explanation of going silver. Dig into your compensation plan and see what it means to go silver. Reach out to your sponsor and just say, hey, if you're interested, just reach out to your sponsor and say, hey, I want to go silver. What do I need to do? And they will be thrilled with you. If you can't get any help or you want more information, feel free to reach out to me, and I will walk you through exactly how to hit the rank of silver and help others to do it as well. Like I said, it's not really hard. It's not really working a business. It's just sharing what we have to offer with a few people.
One of the ways that I went silver, not one of the ways, the way I went silver was I just shared it on Facebook. I just was telling people
True
like
story.
what I was taking, and people messaged me, "Hey Megan, I have yeast problems. I need some help. Help me." So anyways, and the people that joined me first were not my people closest to me. It actually wasn't any family members, close friends. Actually, one was a close friend, but besides that, they were just random people kind of that saw my posts on Facebook. So I do encourage people to share on Facebook. We've encouraged people to make their first post the first day they sign up, because you never know who's also looking for something that will help benefit their health. And also, studies show that you're just more successful at anything if you have an accountability partner, or 2 or 3. And so just inviting a couple of friends to do it with you is more fun. And we just encourage people to do that. So
and just a couple of things, just from my perspective, from starting out as a complete skeptic in network marketing. Like I said, I've studied it now the last couple of years. I've really, with a fine-tooth comb, gone through Plexus and their compensation plan and checking out the integrity of the people in the company. And I've gone from skeptic to I wouldn't want to do anything else. I've worked for some of the best companies in our area. And I wouldn't want to do anything else other than what we're doing. I absolutely believe in the products. I trust the integrity of the leadership of this company at this point. And I think the compensation plan is ridiculously generous. So I just share that with you, and I'm a recovering skeptic. What can I say? And also, as far as sharing with people, don't feel pressured. I never feel pressured sharing Plexus with people. I know what we have, most people need. And I approach it that way. I approach people with the knowledge that I have something that statistically this person needs to get healthier, or this person is struggling with their finances. That's just American statistics. And I know that what we have can help them. So I approach people with confidence, knowing that I can help them. And if you have something that works for you, something that's making you feel better, something that maybe is improving your quality of life, or even your financial standing or time freedom, whatever it is, why wouldn't you share that with other people? So I feel like it's a responsibility we have to share it with other people, and not everybody is into it, and that's okay. It doesn't bother me at all. I'll share it with the next person because I know that we can help them.
Yeah, and I don't really view it as selling anything. I honestly share what has been a blessing to me and what has been a blessing to other people. It's just a matter of sharing. And I did mean to, when we introduced ourselves today, I didn't even say who we were, but most of you probably know us as
just two random people here on the internet doing a live podcast. Don't worry about who we are. It's no big deal.
Anyways, I'm Megan. This is Justin, and we would be your jewel uplines and Plexus, because you guys are on our team somewhere. And
if we can do this, anybody can do this. Okay, that's just proof right there. Anybody can become a jewel in Plexus.
Yes. So I'm a diamond, and he is an emerald, almost sapphire. So that means he's almost at the top. I'm at the top. And that simply means, if you're not sure what those ranks mean, it just means that we've been able to share with a lot of people and help a lot of people get healthy and also start their own businesses. So Plexus is a really unique combo of health and wellness, and also helping people have their own home business. So it's really cool. And Justin is home full time. Like, he doesn't work crazy hours, dark to dark anymore, working road construction. We're home all day with 6 kids, homeschool, and work a business from home. So we would love to open it up for any questions. Who has some questions, either about the products or about sharing? Don't feel shy. All you have to do is just click that little the mute button, and just click it, and it will unmute you. If you have a question, or if you're scared to say it out loud, you can put it in the chat box, and we can answer the question that way. Anyone have any questions?
The first question is always the hardest. So we need a trailblazer here. Who's got a question?
Shirley, I had so many questions when I started.
Okay, I'll be first.
Okay, what's your name?
Okay.
I'm Kara.
Kara.
Okay.
Hey, Kara.
Hey, you guys. So I got on the phone with my mom today and spent quite a bit of time telling her what little I know about Plexus, and threw in as many, I don't know, just facts that I had taken notes about over the last 24 hours from the videos that you sent me, Megan. And so, I even told her, I said, Mom, I don't, I'm doing research and I'm just raw and real with you. And I was super excited to share it with her because I think it would, number one, help her health-wise, but also even give her some financial freedom too. And I would have thought at a price point of $34.95, it would have been a no-brainer. But because I know what she spends on home decor, so I was kind of like, okay, skip the next candle and, do this for yourself. But it was, well, I'll think about it and I'll look into it and I'll let you know. And I felt like, for me, that's my mom. So I feel like she's probably going to give me a very honest answer, but also you would think a sense of some obligation, to be encouraging. And it was more or less, well, that's great. I'll look into it kind of a thing, but I need to go right now. So how do you handle, I guess, fear? I was reading your post, Megan, talking about, the biggest thing that you've had to overcome is fear. And so just that might being my first call and not, an overjoyous response, that fear just started creeping up. And I was like, what am I thinking? What am I doing? Nobody loves to be rejected. And at the same time, I do believe in it. We have a personal testimony with my daughter, Kate. Just briefly, she has IBD, which is a very serious disease. And she was taken to Children's Hospital in Denver and basically welcomed into the IBD family until she dies someday with it. And that was kind of how they left it with us. And so when Plexus was brought to my attention, it was kind of like, sure, I'll try anything. I'll try flavored mud if that's, going to help my daughter. And so it was a huge surprise to us that she improved so much and is still improving. But I just don't know how to deal with handling the rejection or the no's that are going to come at you. And it's frustrating. I hung up frustrated, like, okay, I must have not communicated effectively, or maybe I didn't represent the products well if I couldn't, get a favorable response. So just kind of with all that out there, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, for some people, even like me, I was introduced to Plexus multiple times over a period of 18 months. And I said, no way, when I first heard about it. I was just like, what is Shoshana into? And so anyways, I guess I just know from my own experience that people a lot of times need a lot of exposure. And sometimes the people closest to us are the last ones to be willing to check it out.
Right.
I don't know if it's because they just love us too much or love us so much that they're afraid we're doing something crazy or weird or something. It's also a matter of knowledge. A lot of people say no simply because they don't have enough information. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, just a few things. And I don't mean this, I really don't mean this in like a proud or a cocky manner at all. So please don't take it that way. But one of the differences between a jewel and a silver is that a jewel has been told no more. So we've been told no. We've been told no a lot. So after a while, it becomes kind of a game. It's like, yeah, hey, okay, we got somebody go for 10 no's today, and so you just kind of play with it after a bit, and you learn to overcome some of those fears. And none of us want to be told no. None of us want to be rejected. But over time, you just learn how to, okay, cool. How's the weather? And you just kind of move on with it because it's not the right time.
Mm-hmm. It's all about timing. And also they may not see the need for it.
And another thing is that my mom does not order from me. So, and I've been doing it for a while now, and she still doesn't order from me. And it's not that she's proud of me and all those things, but to her, she hasn't made her health a priority. Dog treats are more of a priority than personal health. And that's just, I'm not mad about it. That's just my mom. And I love, hey, that's cool. That's just where she's at. And even Jesus said, a prophet's not known in his own country. A prophet's not known in his own land. So don't necessarily be surprised if the ones closest to you don't hop on board right away.
None of my sisters take Plexus.
Still.
And they're just like,
yeah,
stay away. So I say that in love.
So, just share with the next person. Because like I said, statistically speaking, most Americans are sick. Most Americans don't feel good. Most Americans hate their job, and most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That's just a statistic, and what we have, like I said, people can really benefit from. So don't let it slow you down. Don't let it alter your belief. She may still come around.
Oh yeah.
And one thing I would suggest too is some people get overwhelmed with facts and lots of information. Some people thrive on tons and tons and tons of information and numbers and grams and where is the product sourced and all these things. And some people, that's just like, okay, I can't think straight because you've given me too much information. So also sometimes, and this is for everybody too, just, as you're talking with people, know your audience, ask questions, learn to ask questions, and then learn to kind of trade talk. So, and that just goes with anything, not Plexus, just ask questions, and as they answer, then you can, then you have dialogue. You have more of a two-way conversation rather than a lecture. So it took me a long time to figure that out. That's why I'm sharing it with you.
Well, and that's why it's good to post on Facebook too, because some of the people that will actually be your first ambassadors and your first customers may come from very unlikely sources, people that you wouldn't have thought of first. And then a second component to Facebook posting, which I didn't really cover, but is your Franks list. So it's just people that are, friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kid connections, school connections, those type of church connections, those types of people. You can just jot it down and know. And like a lot of times what I tell people is, even if you're not like really interested in sharing it with people, God might bring people into your mind as you start to take the products, you start to feel better. The Lord might bring people to your mind that you just are like, oh my word, they could benefit from this. They have an autoimmune issue. They have diabetes. Oh my word, this girl has horrible migraines. What if Plexus could help them? Like, wouldn't that be a cool thing to be a part of, to be able to help someone with feel better, have a better quality of life? Like, and we see it all the time. People have absolutely life-changing testimonies. So game changer. And some people don't have huge game changer things, and they may feel like they can't share or they don't have something to share. But hey, just because your sugar cravings being gone, that's not a small thing. That's a huge thing. And just because your health testimony isn't like off the charts incredible doesn't mean that for other people it couldn't be huge, because we see a lot of testimonies from people.
Great question though, by the way. Great question.
Okay, number one, I don't know how to explain to a friend how much are the products. She wants to know price. Do I send her my website? How can I help her as she wants to try the products? So anytime I get to the point in the conversation where people are asking me about the pricing, I just move it to a phone conversation. I'm just like, can I call you real quick? It'll be easier than trying to chat over Facebook Messenger or texting. And so I'll just call them up and just ask them what their health goals are. And then once they tell me kind of what their health goals are, then that gives me more of an idea. But pretty much I start everyone on Triplex and X Factor vitamin. And I also ask them what their commitment level is, because if they're not planning to be on the products for just the minimum of 60 days, that's what the money guarantee covers, then they should be a customer, a preferred customer. And if they tell you, yeah, I'm willing to give it 3 to 6 months just to see what these products can do for me, then I would say, well, then you definitely can qualify as an ambassador. So do not be afraid to like pre-qualify people and tell them what they need to be after you ask them questions.
Also, Liz, in the back office, as far as Spanish speaking tools and just, I think there was the catalogs and just some great tools in there. With the new back office, I thought they were on and now they're off again. I'll find out about that and let you know when they're going to be back up, if that's okay. I think they were on there, but I'd have to go back and double check and see if they're back on there again or not. But I'll double check that for you and let you know.
The other thing too about price, there is some graphics floating around with just like a basic price sheet. Also, if you get the catalogs, that also has a price sheet in it. I don't ever send anyone my website until they're like ready to sign up. And even then, I actually sign them over the phone. I sign every single person over the phone. That way I make sure it's done correctly. It doesn't go to a different person, accidentally a different sponsor. And I make sure that the ambassadors order their welcome pack and their subscription, that they set those things up. Yeah, so that they set up their subscription. And
when you walk someone through how to sign up over the phone, the website's gotten a lot easier. It was a lot more difficult with the last back office we had, the last website, but this one is a lot simpler. But still, we like to walk people through that process so we can answer any last minute questions. We always want to walk people through this whole process, whether it's the ordering process, if there's any detox, we want to walk with them through that process. We want to walk through them going to silver, going to all the way up on stage at the convention. We want to walk with people side by side. And this is just another way to do that. And also when we do that, they know how now to walk someone else through the process. And then it's just like the thing of discipleship. It just keeps going and keeps going. So it's a great way to start off, is to walk them through it over the phone.
Any other questions?
I have one.
Yeah, Katie. Hey, Katie.
Hey, when you're talking about people coming to mind, I have people that come to mind, but what happens, what would you do if you think their money is tight? Because I know a lot of people say that Plexus is kind of pricey, but for me, I was like, I've cut things out in my daily life that has helped me. And so what would you say to someone if you go to them and say, I think this would really help you, but they say, well, I can't afford it? What would you say?
Well, I think it depends on your relationship with that person. If you have freedom to talk to that person, if they say, hey, I can't afford it. Like if it was one of my buddies and I said, hey, man, you need to really look into this Plexus. And he is a close friend and guys can kind of jab back at each other a little bit, and he told me he couldn't afford it. I could just go down the line of like, dude, we could cut like $500 out of your budget in 2 minutes. I know you can afford it if you really wanted to. So I think I couldn't do that to someone on the street. Okay. Somebody I just met in the sauna at the gym. I couldn't probably pull that off, but so I think it depends on your relationship with the person for one. And I think just approaching them, if they truly can't afford the products, that's a great opportunity, an open door to present the business opportunity. If you can't afford a probiotic, maybe you should really look into this. Maybe you should look into the business opportunity. So I look at that as an opportunity just to present the business to them. So, that's one option. And it comes down to timing as well, too. I think we need to be careful. We don't want to be too pushy. We want to prove, direct sales skeptics and network marketing skeptics wrong. We want to approach this. Because like I said, when I approach people, I approach it with the idea that I can help this person with what we have. So always want to keep that in mind. And Yeah.
Also, people don't have to do the whole triplex or the like $150 worth of products. And sometimes you have to ask questions too, because some people have just heard through the grapevine that Plexus is expensive, and so they're assuming it's like $300 or something. And so you might have to ask some more questions. And the other thing too is they don't have to do triplex. They could, you can just say, if you can't do the whole triplex, like let's just start you on ProBio 5 or the multivitamin. So that's what I do usually. And then the other thing is I love Amber Miller and Emily Roberts. They both have a video about, is Plexus expensive? Actually, Emily has kind of an objections video that talks about the expensive thing. The other thing too, I think it's good not to make sure that we're not projecting on people our own mindset, thinking, oh man, they're going to think this is expensive. Because if we're thinking that, then we might project that onto them. And I just know from supplementing and using a naturopath, like Plexus is not expensive. It's very affordable. And what intrigued me in the beginning was that I could work a little bit and get my own products covered. So that was like a huge win, because I'm like, I'm willing to work a little bit to get our products covered, so it's like this great blend.
Also with, if people are truly interested, I'm just going to throw this out there because of the time of year. If people are truly interested in their health and they genuinely cannot maybe afford the products, but they really want to give it a shot, tax returns are coming right around the corner. And it's a great time where people have some extra money. And if they've made health a priority, that's a good time to, approach them as well.
And I think it's sometimes tempting to want to just be able to give Plexus away to every single person. I just caution you, because when you do that, a lot of times people don't value it like they would if they had to spend the hard-earned money to afford that. And so we've just not been burned, because we do it to be able to give sometimes, but we've just learned that, it's actually helpful that people make that investment themselves.
Right.
But there are ways, like if you want to rebate someone the $34.95 back, we do that a lot, or cover someone's shipping, rebate them back via PayPal or whatever. Like those things are great, but to like pay for people's products, it's usually a kind of a few and far between thing that we do now. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kara, did you have another question? Yeah.
I have another question. So I get social media. To me, that would be the easiest form of talking to the masses, about Plexus. What about people that you just come in contact with out and about? How do you bring up that conversation about Plexus or health, or, whatever your inroad is to the conversation? How do you bring that up?
Well, I'll answer that or I'll start answering that, because social media is not my thing. It's my thing. I do it. I enjoy it. That's just where we're at in the world, in world history right now. Is social media is what it is. Whether we like it or not, that's just where we are. So I prefer talking to people in person. I prefer meeting people when I'm out and about. And I try not to pressure. When I meet someone, I don't automatically go for a sale. I go for a connection. You're not really going for a close every time we meet somebody on a sale. We're going for a connection. We're trying to connect with a person. And then if we can meet one of their needs, then we meet one of their needs. If I meet a guy at the gym, or if I meet a guy in the sauna or at a race or something like that, we become social media friends. But I typically don't even share Plexus with people the first time I meet them, unless they ask me, which from a guy's perspective, it's great, because I know that eventually they're going to ask, so what do you do? So I just sit back and wait. I'm like, I'm just like, okay, it's coming. And so I wait and I'm patient, and then they'll ask. And then as I tell them what I do, if that sparks up a conversation, I'll tell them more. If I tell them what I do and they're like, oh, okay, and the conversation dries up, I just go back to what we were talking about before. So I just don't do it from a pressure standpoint. I just do it more from a make a connection standpoint. And then meet a need.
What do you say that you do? Like,
What?
what words would you use there? You know, I'm a health and wellness. What?
I try not to give too much information. I just usually say, it depends on how. I don't have a script necessarily. It kind of depends on how the conversation's flowing. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll just tell them I work for a health and wellness company called Plexus Worldwide. Have you heard of it? Some of them have, some of them haven't. And then I just be quiet. When I used to say, well, I work for a health and wellness company named Plexus Worldwide, and we're out of Scottsdale, Arizona. It helps balance blood sugar. And then I take a big breath, and then it helps with gut health, inflammation, and on down the list. And the guy's like, dude, I ran out of time here in the sauna. I'm about to have a stroke. I got to go. And so now I just tell them, I work for a company called Plexus Worldwide. Have you heard of it? And then once again, it's not a lecture, so to speak. It's more of like I'm trading talk. I want to create dialogue. I truly want to know what people's needs are. I truly want to help meet people's needs. So I just talk to them. No sales.
I try to connect with people when I'm out and about places. I don't feel like I'm that great at it. I built my business pretty much all off of Facebook. And I'm starting to dabble a little bit in Instagram. Instagram's the way to go for sure now.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. It's definitely where everyone's trending. But just really quick. So sometimes I'll just directly bring up Plexus, not necessarily for the other person's sake, which yes, I know it can benefit them. But I feel like for me to get out of my bubble, to get out of my shell, to practice talking with people, because on the Myers-Briggs, I'm an extrovert, but just barely over the border. And so I feel like naturally I'm more of an introvert. And so it's a little uncomfortable for me to bring it up. But sometimes, like if I'm at the post office, I'll just, maybe have a bunch of samples and be like, hey, I'm sending out a bunch of Plexus samples. Have you ever heard of it? I'd love, and then depending on what they say, they're like, well, I'll give you a sample too. Maybe you'll like to try it. I do try to friend people on Facebook. If I've connected with them, whether Plexus or not, sometimes like if we're on vacation and we're chatting with people or whatever, the kids are having fun, I'll be like, yeah, we should connect so that we can stay in touch after we all go home. Are you on Instagram or Facebook, or do you have an email? And I'll just screenshot it. That way I don't forget them. They don't get lost. And then the other thing sometimes I'll do, like if I'm in the grocery checkout, I'll just try to connect with the person that's helping me. Like, hey, so has it been crazy today? Just like my mom's naturally that way. I'm not so naturally that way. I would just like get my groceries and leave. My mom's chitter chattery with everyone. And so I'm like trying to learn more of those skills. And then sometimes I'll just say like, hey, the business that I run from home is expanding in this area. Have you ever heard of Plexus? I was just kind of curious. And this is as I'm like, they're helping me with my stuff. I'm like, no, what is it? I'm like, oh, it's a health and wellness company, and it's like totally changed my life. I love to share it with people. Here, I'll give you my card, and you can just find me on Facebook if you're interested.
Yeah. Sometimes
just practicing chatting with people.
Yeah, but social media, I mean, you can do it without social media, but social media is a wonderful tool that we have. So, from a business perspective, it'd be foolish not to use it. And I mean, I just signed up a lady last night in Texas that I've never met, and just met her on Facebook through another friend. And like I said, I've never seen her. She gave me her social security number and credit card, for crying out loud, and just said, do whatever I need. And I'm like, oh, social media is amazing. I'm like, this is incredible. And so another thing is, if you do friend someone when you're out and about, what I like to do when I come home after I've become friends with them on Facebook is I like to send them a message. Just say, hey, it was really nice to meet you today. I really enjoyed seeing you at the gym or wherever, and I look forward to connecting with you in the future. And just make it simple, no sales pitch, no, just a genuine, hey, it was really nice meeting with you. We'll see you around. Mm-hmm. And that seems to help.
And we like to connect with people on Facebook and Instagram that way too. If you don't know them personally, like if you get a new follow or a new ad or something like that, That's just connecting with people. If you haven't done any networking events, those are fun. We've been able to meet lots of people that way, and it's nice to just share business, because a lot of times just you connect with people. You need a painter for your house, you can just meet people. It's great.
Yeah.
So, okay, our time is up. You guys have a great night. I hope that was helpful. Well, it's recorded, and I'll get that up in case anyone missed it tonight. Did you want to say something else?
Yeah, just be in contact with your sponsor, whoever invited you to the call. And if you have further questions about the compensation plan, about products, about going silver and taking advantage of the incentive going on this month, I highly recommend that. And just reach out to your sponsor. If you don't have any luck there, feel free to reach out to us. We'll do what we can to help you along.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.